Someone took my dog. Code.
This is another Airsoft Mike production.
Hey, Tactical, welcome back to the channel, everybody. As you can see, I've got two boxes here. Both are from the world of John Wick, Taran Tactical. However, the one I'm going to concentrate on today is that one. And I had no idea that there would be so many variants of this. And I'm glad I've got the ET one. Right, this pretty much looks like it's directly from the manufacturers. It's all still sealed. I still get so excited every time I open a new. Oh my goodness, here she is. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. They've given you a coin. Oh, you've got your Continental Hotel card. Nice. Seriously, I wasn't expecting any of that. Okay, you've got your alternate cables there for the battery connection, and there's something else here. We'll have a look in a moment. These are the bolt handles. Okay, it is still strapped down with cable ties, so I'll be right back. Look at that beauty! And there is a massive mag here somewhere. Oh, and an instruction manual. Okay, let's have a look at this baby. I was going to put a flashlight, a torch or something on there, but I can't be asked. Now, would you look at that? Loving the Taran Tactical logo right there. And for those of you who are new to the world of Taran Tactical or the John Wick franchise, you can literally see the two T's and the I. Taran Tactical Innovations. Nice. It really does depend how the light hits this and what angle you're looking at it. Because if I show you, for example, this angle, you can see that the hand guard looks more closely matched to the receiver. Nice. Oh, would you look at this muzzle choke? Well, mock. Awesome. The entire platform is full metal. Decent, just like the real thing. Obviously, apart from the stock and the grip and the mag. Have a look. Loving that the mag also has Gen 12. Hands up who prefers key mod over M-lock. Anybody? Anybody? Hit the comment section if you're one of those that prefers key mod over M-lock. Now, it could be because your platform has key mod from years ago and you've just stuck with accessories and all sorts of adapters that has key mod, so that's your fave. But I'm telling you, if you're starting out from the beginning, I would prefer M-lock. However, its real counterpart has key mod, so I like that it has key mod. Fun fact, the real version required the use of key mod. Now, imagine if they brought out a gas blowback version. Oh my gosh, I'd be the first in line to get one. Because as much as I love this, as you saw during my little pretending to be John Wick episode, when I pull the bolt handle back, so it's a mock bolt, it doesn't go all the way back how it should do on the real thing. However, when you do pull the bolt back, that's where you do your hop adjust. And there you have your stock. I think it's ridiculous what you have to go through to get the stock off and put it back on again just to change the battery. But anyway, right there you've got a QD sling point. You've got two slots there and there for a sling strap. One thing I did notice when I took it out of the box, so I had to get my armourer's wrench and tighten it up. This was a little bit loose, but I've tightened it now and it's perfect. So we get to the fire selector switch. Now, you could say that's safe, that's semi-auto, and when you swing it all the way around, even though it doesn't say anything on that side, it's full auto. But because this bad boy is an electronic trigger, you can program it. So I'm gonna program this so that it gives me a 3-round burst. And of course, there are many other programming modes that you can do with this. But the crazy thing is, and I think this is fantastic, you can get an even more higher tier version of this where you can do even more. And there you have your grip with some very fine stippling on there, very fine. Loving how authentic this looks. Now, I was thinking, if you're familiar with the movie and that very famous scene, mostly shot from above, I think that is some cinema excellence there, where you've got John Wick, your boy John Wick, going around taking out the baddies. And you know this has got the nickname, right? Dragon or Dragon's Breath. I was just thinking, I've got exploding BBs. You've seen them before, right? I've featured them on my channel before. Imagine if you put them in... No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to put regular BBs in here. And apart from the bolt release and the mag release, everything else ambidextrous. Right, so because this is not the standard one and you can program the trigger, as you can see there, let me just plug it up and then listen. Let me just show you. Make sure you can see the white background through that hole. You see that there? Watch what happens when I press it. You will see something appear. You can probably see it now, and press it a bit more. Do you see that? You've got to poke either a screwdriver small enough or an Allen key through there to get the stock off, which I have done now, as you can see. And now, unbelievable. Now I can get the stock back on, he says. So I believe at this point now you have to put pressure downwards on either the screwdriver or Allen key, whatever you've got. This is so fiddly. This is one thing I don't like. There you go, it's on. This is one thing I don't like about this system. So now that I've got it down there, I can remove. Okay, that's one score marked down for the whole hullabaloo that you have to go through to get the stock off and put it back on again. But the good thing about it, you don't have to stick with that one. You can put another M4 stock in there, another AR stock or whatever. Ooh. So the next thing to do now that the battery has been connected and you heard the 3 confirmation beeps is to put it on semi. Nice click there, nice. And then the next thing you do is pull that trigger . Perfect. Okay, if you listen, you can still hear the beeps, okay? And what it's doing a sequence. It's doing this sequence right here. Right, so after a bit of faffing about and trying to understand this instruction manual, by the way, the instruction manual is purely for programming the trigger, okay?
Okay.
So I've now programmed it because what I want it to do is to give me a 3-round burst. And that's exactly what it does. Nice. And then when I put it on full, it should now be semi-auto. Nice. And let's have a little check how far the trigger has to go back before it fires. So it's practically right the way back. When it hits the wall is when it fires. Look again. So effectively what you could do then is bring it back to about here and just hold your finger there. And then when you're ready, yeah? So you can do that, but if you release it, you've got a long way to travel. To be fair, it's not that far. Look where the trigger is and the back of the trigger guard. But yeah. Now, if the trigger started all the way over there and you had to travel all the way back there, I'd be like, nah. Now, because this is based on one of the weapons in one of the greatest action movie franchises out of America, I might as well keep it all American with the BBs. I like the smell of fresh BBs in the morning. Actually, I say American. Delta Armory is not American, and these BBs were made in Taiwan. But hey, they saw it fit to put the eagle and part of a representation of the American flag, so to me, they're American BBs. I just love the John Wick movies. And if you think I'm going to be putting 900 BBs inside that bad boy, think again. No, I'll be here all day. So yeah, I'll be right back. By the way, because it is a very high capacity mag, on the top you've got your little door where you fill it up with BBs. Do you know what? Even though I said I wasn't going to fill it up, I got carried away. Look, it's almost to the top. I think I've got well over 800 in there. Anyway, hold on. Tactical mag insert. Then I got bumped right back down to earth again when I realised I have to do this. Right, so from what I've read, this particular UK variant has had its spring downgraded. So we're going to get sort of Tokyo Marui vibes here with the FPS. I'm not happy about that, but hey, it's easy to swap the spring out to get it to do a bit stronger than that. So we're looking at about 270 plus, I reckon. Here we go. So, as you can see there, it had a brand new hollow sight on there. I was using the hollow sight, okay, and I didn't set it up correctly, so I wasn't going to start trying to sight it in and whatever. But as you can see, I was in my zen zone again, and look!
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh boy, I love this thing. I love how this looks. Hold on, I'm going to give you my little summary in a moment. I love this. So, what are my initial thoughts about this with this little overview that I did? Well, you know me, I'm a collector. So this ticks all the boxes for me in terms of visual. I've already told you how much I dislike the kerfuffle you have to go through to get the stock off and put it back on again. But like I said, you don't have to stay or stick with that stock. You can swap it out for another. Like I said before, the FPS for me is pitifully weak, but it doesn't matter because this will not be used for gameplay. But if I was ever tempted to, because I still use my Chris Vector for all my gameplays, if I was tempted to, if I wanted to turn up on a game day as the Black John Wick, I would get the spring upgraded, so it gives me around the 350 FPS. I love that I got this version because there is another version, I think it's a standard version, that has a Tamiya plug that doesn't have the different options for the fire modes, which is cool. There is a HPA version of this bad boy. Yes, if you've got a spare grand, go for the HPA version. The only reason why I didn't go for it, now I'm all about what looks real for on-camera purposes, okay? But in terms of performance, the Wolverine, oh my gosh, that is the version to get, the HPA version of this, trust me. But if you want that look where it just works without anything hanging out of the grip or anywhere else, for me, this is the one. Oh, I've got another John Wick piece to show you coming soon, and I'm not talking about the other box that I showed you at the beginning of the video. I've got another one coming. Wait till I get that out. Right, I'm gonna find out who took code.